we spinning tires? There we go.
I have.
All right. So hey everybody, this is Nathan with Wehrli Custom Fab, service writer in the performance shop. Today we're doing a little ride along talking about a new project we got going on. I'm here with Matt. Matt, how about you introduce yourself?
I'm Matt Slaughter, owner of All About Detail, Sandwich, Illinois. We actually do a lot of work for Jason, maintaining the vehicles, doing ceramic coatings, making sure they're looking their best for when they're going out and about to the different events.
Phenomenal work, by the way, I must say. Tell me a little bit about what we're driving right now. I'm a little jam-packed in here. I don't know about you. You fit a little better.
This is a little car. It's a 1971 Mini Cooper. It's actually an Austin Mini. The Mini brand shifted hands several times. Current ownership for Minis is BMW, obviously.
Okay.
At first it was the Morris company that owned it, and then it changed hands to Austin, and then it switched over to the Minor Mini, I believe it was.
Okay.
So this is a 71. I've always kind of had a passion for these little cars.
Yeah.
I like cars that have low horsepower but are seem faster than what they are when you're driving them.
Hey man, power to weight ratio, that's a big thing. Really big thing.
It's a blast to drive. This one actually came from New Zealand.
Okay.
I acquired it from another gentleman from Florida and had it shipped up here, but he had it shipped from New Zealand, so it's right-hand drive.
Yep.
But it is, as you can see, in miles per hour instead of kilometers. So New Zealand is actually in its standard as far as miles per hour goes.
That's convenient for the States for you.
Exactly. It was a little hard getting used to the right-hand drive, but I was seeking something like this because it's a unique car, and I wanted it to have the original type of driving position to it.
Oh, absolutely.
This car does have the 998 motor in it, which is about 50 horsepower.
Ooh, baby.
Their high motor was a 1275. The 1275 motor was a dual carb motor.
Okay.
That was found in the S models.
Okay.
This isn't an S model. This is more of a standard entry model Mini.
Okay.
From there. My passion for these cars, my dad and we used to go up to Road America up in Wisconsin when I was young, and we used to see these things on the racetracks, competing against the Mustangs, Camaros, Corvettes, Porsches.
Big dogs.
Big dogs, yep. And well, Road America's a 4-mile road course, so you got them big long straightaways, and boy, them big cars would just eat these things alive. But
come on, you're telling me this thing can't keep up out there on the straightaways?
Not really.
That's
well, actually, the racing ones, they get those things up to over 100 horsepower.
Yeah, that's gotta be a blast.
On the tuned ones, yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, 100 horse would be a lot of fun in this thing. I mean, I'd have a blast driving it myself, like I told you. I mean, it gets up and moves. It's a tiny little car, like you said, power to weight ratio. It's an important thing in the automotive world.
And Mini, has a big racing heritage to it.
Yeah.
Back in the 50s in Monaco, there's the Monte Carlo Grand Prix is what it is. It's actually a 276-mile race. It's 1,275 kilometers.
Okay.
And this thing actually won that race in 1950s. Not this car, but...
okay. You had me impressed there for a second.
Exactly. Yeah, not this car, but a Mini Cooper actually won that race, and that's how the following actually came with that. We're gonna wind this thing up pretty good now. Look at that.
Man. Oh gosh, throw me back in the seat. But no, this thing's, like I said, it's a blast. I'd have a lot of fun whipping this car around. I mean, you can understand why this would be a lot of fun on a racetrack. Just because you can throw it in the corners, doesn't have too much horsepower to where you really got to slow it down a lot. And look at you, just getting after it. This is a blast. This is a great time.
That was fun, yeah. We were just in third gear. We're at 70 miles an hour in third gear. It's awesome. A screamer.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of fun.
Manual brakes, manual steering, so
sure.
You really have to give yourself a lot of stopping time with this.
Oh.
Think ahead a little bit.
no doubt. I mean, you're looking around in the interior. I mean, we don't have a ton here. Not a ton of leg room, gonna be honest. I'm a little jam-packed, but I'm glad I'm not driving. I think I'd have to drive with my legs extended out to the passenger seat or something, but we fit. Got a back seat back there, plenty of room for some additional companions here. Anything done to the inside here? Is this all stock?
So I just bought this car last spring, and it is the way I bought it.
Okay.
I didn't really know what I was going to do with it.
Yeah.
Had fun with it, driving around a little bit last year. I was originally trying to keep it more of original looking. I wanted to do a dual carb on the motor. Again, I like vintage racing, so I kind of wanted to keep the heritage of the Mini.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do with this, remains to be seen.
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of why we're in the fold here. Eventually, we'll get to that point. Matt was at our open house event with this vehicle. He cleaned up a lot of trucks and other vehicles for us for the open house. Brought this out. Oh gosh, here we go. Oh man. Slamming gears. But the vehicle never left our shop. It kind of just stayed there, hung out. He wanted us to take a look at a couple things.
I kind of joke, this whole project started with an oil leak.
Yes, that's exactly it. The Mini had quite a few little drips coming from it. Wanted us to check that out, see if it's something that we could take care of for him. Not really our expertise, I'm going to be honest with you right there, but he was willing to work with us. He trusts us as a repair shop and, our mechanical work, and trusted that we were the right guys to take care of this thing for the rebuild.
Yeah, I think the size of this motor is by the size of Jason's turbo, isn't it?
It might be a little bit bigger than the turbo, but I'm sure that turbo on that pull truck is pretty close. But yeah, no, we're excited to help you out on this thing and get going on the project. A lot of cool things in store for it. Like I said, we're going to do a little build series on this and talk about it as it progresses, but right now we just wanted to get you guys a little introduced with the vehicle and give you a little background story on it and Matt's passion for it. Ultimately, hopefully this thing turns out pretty cool and you're happy with it.
I think it will. Ultimately I'm a car guy, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My problem is I like everything.
Yeah.
But I do like something that's different, and this is definitely different.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see many of these things floating around here in the DeKalb area.
It's amazing when you go someplace and you have your regular vehicles that are your typical cruise nights or car shows, but the attention that this little car gets is quite astonishing.
Oh, I'm sure. I can only imagine. It's not every day that you get this tiny little vehicle, right-hand drive, pulling into a car show. This isn't your typical Chevelle, Camaro, Mustang, In my opinion, you see those all the time. This is really cool. This is always going to have people gather around and take a peek.
And you talked about the simplicity of this car. You just have a single gauge here, no cup holders, no air conditioning, manual windows, manual steering, but you do have 2 ashtrays.
Cigarettes are important, especially back then.
Back then.
Well, thanks for taking me for a little cruise around here. How about we head back to the shop?
All right. I just kind of want to keep on driving, really.
Yeah, I understand. I'm excited. So, as you guys know, we made an April Fool's post about this Mini here, about doing a Duramax conversion. Now, in fact, that was a joke, okay? That was a legit April Fool's. But we are actually doing a motor swap in this thing. Some chassis modifications, a lot of cool things. Going to increase the power drastically. So stay tuned. Pretty soon that is to come. Matt, give us a little hints here what we got going on.
Well, right now the original motor's 50 horsepower. We are going to be doing a VTEC swap on it. It's from a 98 Acura Integra?
Yeah, 98 Acura Integra GSR.
Yep, that motor back then was 200 horsepower?
Yeah, I think to the crank, to the wheel, probably about 160, 170. So
yep, and
pretty drastic
so we have a new header for it, new intake, so it'll boost it up a little bit. But quadrupling the power of the 1,300-pound car will be quite substantial.
Yeah, again, we talked about that power to weight ratio. That's going to be pretty insane. 160, even 170, somewhere around that range in this little car.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be a hoot.
Oh, yeah. And again, Nathan with Wehrli Custom Fabrication.
I'm Matt Slaughter with All About Detail and Sandwich.
Thanks for watching. Here, money transfers, all that good stuff. So.